What's happening, everybody? It's Camo here, and I have to say before I start anything that I love chicken fajitas. What's going on, everybody? I am rocking out with my M8A1, one of my favorite burst rifles, other than the SWAT 5.56. I don't know, I just love the burst weapons so much more than any other weapons. I don't know why. It's personal preference, I guess. But anyway, guys, I'm playing some Hardpoint on Meltdown, a map that I'm kind of iffy about. I don't really like it as much as I probably could. Anyway, today I want to talk to you all today about shock charges. And these things are my favorite tactical grenade that you can have, because you can use them in just about any role that you want to fill. And I'll explain that here in a second, but first, for the people who don't know what the shock charges do or how they work, I did not see that claymore there whenever I was playing. I am really lucky that it did not get me. But anyway, for the people who don't know what the shock charges do, what they are is they're this little knife grenade thing, and you kind of whip it around your fingers, you throw it at something, and it'll stick to an object. Now, when an enemy goes around a corner or an enemy comes across it, it'll explode into this little electrical ball that will stun and flash whoever's in the area, or whoever enemy, and then if you're there, it'll stun you. So this allows you to be able to work it very well with a defensive role, because you can throw it at main entry, like very high entryways, traffic areas. That's what I'm trying to say. You can throw it at high traffic areas, and what it'll do is it'll flash, will stun them, and either you or your teammate can pick them off while they're in that state. But, however, how I like to play it, how I like to do it, is I use my shock charges as an early warning system. I will throw it at a spot where, if they don't see it, I'll get my hit marker and I'll see that they got flashed and I know where they are. Or, if they destroy it, I will get the little message that says hostiles have destroyed your shock charge or your equipment. That's what it says. And then I know that they're at my shock charge and I can be ready for that entryway. This works really well when you have multiple entryways that you have to guard. You can throw down two shock charges, or 2 Bettys. I don't know, however way you want to set it up. You can have 2. This one I only have 1 Betty and 1 shock charge, but I'm running scavenger so I can keep replenishing those. Now, that's also, if you want to, I forgot to mention this, but if you want to play it and have a Betty trap where the shock charge stuns them and then they go forward a little bit and the Betty will kill them, if you want to do that, you got to be a little careful with where you place your bouncing Betty. Now, because if it is too close to the shock charge, if it's in that shock charge electrical blast, it will destroy your own bouncing Betty. So there's 2 ways that you can approach this problem and fix it. You can either A, throw a shock charge down, and whenever they are shocked, then throw a Betty at them while they're in that state, and then you'll get that kill. Well, that requires you to be a little bit more camping, which is not really the style that I like to play. So what I prefer to do is, if they are running, I put my shock charge on the offensive side, and then I put my Betty on the defensive side. And okay, before I continue this conversation, this right here, I want you all to ask, was this at all a double kill? Like, where's the 3rd kill in this? Because I get those 3 kills, yes, but they were not close enough together, at least for me to consider a triple kill, and yet, if you watch, it'll say that I got a triple kill. I don't know, it was really weird when I got it, I still don't understand it. But anyway, let me explain a little bit more about my Betty trap theory, or idea. If I am defending, let's say around that barrel right there is where I want to, I'm defending on that side of the barrel, and they're attacking from the other side. What I would do is I would throw a shock charge on that wall there, and then I'd put my Betty on the opposite, on my side, so that whenever they're coming, they'll get shocked by the shock charge, and they'll try and keep pushing forward, and get hit by my Betty, or they'll pull back, wait for their electrical shock flash to go away, and they'll think that there is nothing left to worry about, so they'll go rushing around the corner, and then my Betty will get them. It's a very nice way to play it defensively. Now, as for in an offensive role, the shock charges you have to play a little bit differently, but you can still use them very well. If you want, you can throw them in front of you in a path where you know there's going to be a lot of traffic. For example, on hijacked, when everybody's rushing to that middle, if you go to the side and then throw a shock charge in the middle on their side, whenever they're coming around to take that middle behind the little, I guess, little balcony or wherever they're trying to, on their side, if you throw a shock charge there, they're going to get shocked and stunned, and then your teammates can come in and wipe them out. Great way to get shock assists, and it's a good way to help out your team. Now this is, again, I use my special method. I did not see him. I had no idea where that guy was that entire time. Now, you can also use the shock charges if you want to clear out a room. Now, if you're going towards a room or you know there's going to be a lot of traffic or you know there's a lot of people, go ahead and throw the shock charge in there, and it'll go up, everybody gets flashed, and then you can run in and safely take out everybody that's in the room. Now, when you're throwing it and you're trying to throw it a long distance, so some of the things you have to keep in mind is that the gun, or the shock charge, does have a weird arc to it if you throw it up. Now, if you throw it out, it will go kind of downward, if you just saw right there. If you throw it up, it'll go high up, but it kind of goes short. So, what you're going to have to do, you're going to have to kind of run forward, jump, and then throw it in a kind of straight, kind of I guess a 45-degree angle. If you're good with angles and everything, throw it at that kind of angle in order to get it at the area you want to get it. And the best way for you to figure out how to get it to where you want it to be is to just practice with the shock charge to know where it's going to drop at. I have played with it a lot of times, so I can pretty much get it exactly where I want it, unless there's some kind of weird obstacle gets in my way. But, you know. Anyway, guys, that is really all I wanted to talk to you all today about. Thank you all for watching. I have a nice little game-ending kill cam right here for you all to enjoy. Anyway, guys, thank you all for watching. Subscribe if you want to see more. Like if you liked the video. Comment below if you had any suggestions or you have any other tips for people on the shock charges. That is all I got to say to y'all. Thank you all for watching once again. That is it. Camo out.